Nowadays, I go on my long runs with no music, so it gives me a lot of time to reflect. Today, I was reflecting on a conversation that I had with someone who's not a friend of mine, but an acquaintance. And this young lady, a single mother, was complaining about not having money for Christmas gifts for all her family and friends, which I thought was curious because just before that, she was saying how broke she was. And I was thinking, if you had so many friends, how could you possibly be broke, right? Because your wealth comes from your relationships. And if you have so many friends, I would think one of them would have an introduction to get you a job. Now, I say that to say your friends, the people you invest your attention and time with, are critically important, not only to your happiness and enjoyment, but also your success. So what I want to talk about is the importance of having real friendships. That's why I don't even believe in the concept of networking, which is meeting a whole bunch of people and exchanging information and never really building depth to the relationship. Today, you hear funny talk about AI and robots taking over, but we forget to talk about the fact that most human beings are turning into robots, and you can see this in the way your friendships are performed. For example, how often do you find that your friendship has been reduced to your friends DMing you on Instagram or Facebook, sending you a meme or a funny video? Not a video that you or them did, but a video that a stranger did that you're going to just double click, like, or LOL, and that is the extent of your friendship. Now, granted, I have friends who might send me something like that every now and then, but they also show up. Like when I lived in Puerto Rico, the homie Kevin pulled up on me and spent a week and hung out. Those are real friendships. If you have friends that you don't see, you don't write cards to on the holidays, you don't pick up the phone and have a significant conversation, you're probably really not friends. And it's a waste of your time to maintain or invest in that loose relationship. You might have friendships that are real friendships that you haven't invested enough time and energy into. I want to encourage you to revive it. And most importantly, know that your friendships will change over time as you evolve. I know people who, when I call them up and say, what's new? Ain't a damn thing new. And not a damn thing has been new in a decade. Those are people that I'm growing beyond. And it's no disrespect to them. Life has just found us in very different places. And as you know, and as I often tell you and repeat and iterate, birds of a feather flock together. Know your feather and know the feather that you're pursuing. So I just want to give you that short message on relationships and friendships and apply the same lens to your romantic affairs. There's a young lady, lovely girl, that I had some involvement with over a time. She lived in a rural town. She had grown up in that town. On her Instagram profile, she wrote that she's a world traveler. I'm like, not only have you never lived anywhere other than where you live, you've never really traveled anywhere. I say that not to deride her, but to point out that truth is what you have to base your relationships on. Truth is the metric that you measure people with. So few of us are honest. So few of us have words that are good. You know, another young lady wrote on her profile that she's an entrepreneur, but she's never created a business, never created a product or service. Well, what kind of an entrepreneur is that? And I say that again, not to deride, but to shed light on the fact that so many of us are living lies rather than living the real truth. And when we deal with the truth, that's when we can progress and become what we really want to be. Not until you can acknowledge that you've never been an entrepreneur can you actually become one. Because if you're under the illusion that you are one, then you'll be living that phony life. And you'll be embarrassed one day when you're at a dinner party and someone says, oh yeah, you're an entrepreneur, like tell me about some of your businesses. And you have nothing to say. So the truth can hurt. It'll piss you off. But I tell you what, lies are much more insidious, much more hurtful over the long term, like a cancer. So my friends, I always deliver these messages to you because I care. And I want you to be great. I know that you are truly remarkable, and I know that you have greatness within you, and I encourage you to represent the greatest part of who you are on a regular basis. This has been a message from Marquette Devon Burton, the saint and the sinner, signing off.